Master your emotions, 8 Stoic lessons for a stronger mind. They insult you, they test you, they try to break you, but a Stoic man stands firm. He doesn't bend to the whims of emotion, he doesn't crumble under the weight of the world. Emotions, while powerful, are fleeting. They are like the weather, constantly changing. If you allow anger, fear, or anxiety to rule your mind, you are not a master of your own house. Today we delve into Stoicism and learn to master our emotions. Let's dive into the Stoic way of mastering emotions and forging an unbreakable spirit. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, warned us, anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Think about that for a moment. How often have you reacted in the heat of the moment, only to regret your actions later? Your first reaction is often the most primal and detrimental. It's the lizard brain taking over, hijacking your higher reasoning. When you allow yourself to be ruled by this initial impulse, you relinquish control. You become a puppet to your emotions, but there's a better way. The Stoic understands this. He recognizes the fleeting nature of emotions. He knows that the first wave of anger will inevitably subside, so he pauses, he breathes, he detaches. He allows the initial surge of emotion to pass through him without dictating his response. In that space between stimulus and response lies the key to mastering your emotions. We live in a world obsessed with the immediate. The ping of a notification, the rush of a deadline, the constant barrage of information, it all screams for our attention. But the Stoic sees through this illusion. He understands that most problems, most anxieties are fleeting, so when your emotions are running high, ask yourself, will this matter in a year? The answer, more often than not, is no. The Stoic focuses only on what truly deserves his energy. He acknowledges emotions without being ruled by them. Free yourself from the shackles of the insignificant and focus your energy on what truly matters. Mastering your emotions is not a passive endeavor. It is a battle, fought and won within the confines of your own mind. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." The mind, much like the body, atrophies without challenge, but when tested and challenged, it grows stronger, more resilient. This training takes many forms. It's the daily practice of mindfulness. It's the discipline of journaling. It's the commitment to self-reflection. Control over your emotions is a skill honed through relentless practice. Train your mind like a warrior. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. We strive to control, to impose our will, to bend the universe to our desires. But much of life is simply beyond our control. Can you control the weather, the actions of others, the uncertainties of life? No. Much of our emotional distress stems from this struggle. We fret over outcomes we cannot influence. We agonize over the actions of others. We allow the unpredictable nature of life to steal our peace. The Stoic recognizes this fallacy. He understands the difference between what he can control and what he cannot. In this understanding, he finds liberation. The Stoic mindset is one of radical acceptance. Your actions, your thoughts, your reactions, these are your domain. Let go of the rest. Release the need to control the uncontrollable. This doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means choosing your battles wisely. Don't take things personally. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place. It often feels like a battleground where everyone is fighting their own wars. People can be petty, vindictive, even downright mean. Their words can cut deep and their actions can leave scars. They lash out, they criticize, they belittle. Often their negativity is a reflection of their own struggles and insecurities. But most of the negativity directed at you has very little to do with you. It's more about their own internal battles. Seneca reminds us what others say or do is their business, not yours. Their opinions are not your reality. Their words and actions are a reflection of their own internal state. They project their fears and frustrations onto others. To take it personally is to allow their poison to seep into your own being. The Stoic understands this and remains unaffected. He sees these attacks for what they are, projections of someone else's internal turmoil. He doesn't internalize them. Instead, he maintains his peace. He doesn't allow them to define his self-worth. His sense of self is rooted in his own values and principles. Our egos are fragile things, easily bruised and quick to defend. We must learn to rise above this instinct, but the Stoic path is one of continuous self-improvement. It is about building resilience and inner strength. You have a choice in how you respond. Rise above the fray. Choose to be the master of your own emotions. Let the insults wash over you like water off a duck's back. Embrace the serenity that comes with not taking things personally. Emotions are powerful things. They can surge through us like a tidal wave, overwhelming our senses and clouding our judgment. They can cloud our judgment, distort our perceptions, and lead us down paths we later regret. In moments of intense emotion, we might make decisions that seem right at the time, but later reveal themselves to be misguided. The Stoic is wary of these sirens. He understands that emotions, while natural and important, can be deceptive. He knows their allure, but he also understands their danger. The Stoic recognizes that emotions can lead us astray if not tempered with reason. He knows that emotions, while valuable guides, cannot be trusted as the sole drivers of his decisions. Instead, he uses them as one of many tools in his decision-making process. Before reacting, the Stoic pauses. He takes a moment to breathe, to center himself, and to let the initial surge of emotion pass. He steps back from the immediacy of the situation and engages in rational analysis. By doing so, he gains clarity and perspective. He asks himself, is this emotion based on facts or assumptions? Is it a reaction to the present moment or a residue of past experiences? Emotions often arise not from objective reality, but from our interpretations of reality. They are colored by our past, our fears, and our desires. The Stoic uses reason as a filter to uncover the truth. He sifts through the noise of emotion to find the signal of reality. This is not to say that the Stoic is devoid of emotion. He feels deeply, just as we all do. He feels deeply, just as we all do. But he does not allow his emotions to control him. Instead, he uses them as a compass to guide him, but not as the sole navigator. He uses logic as a compass. Logic helps him navigate through the stormy seas of emotion. Respond from a place of reasoned understanding. Let logic and reason be your guide, and you will find your way through any emotional tempest. We often view the world through a lens of negativity. We focus on what's wrong, what's missing, what's unfair. But what if I told you there's another way to see the world? Seneca believed that perspective is everything. The Stoic understands that our perception of events holds more power than the events themselves. Instead of saying, this is unfair, say, this is training. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. See setbacks not as defeats, but as stepping stones. Your perspective is a choice. Choose to see the world as a classroom. Of all the Stoic virtues, perhaps the most difficult to cultivate is acceptance. It requires a deep understanding of the world and our place within it. We crave control, resist change, and fight against the currents of life. This resistance often leads to frustration and suffering, but the Stoic understands a fundamental truth. Fighting reality is a losing battle. Instead, they choose to flow with the natural order of things. The world is what it is, not what we wish it to be. This acceptance allows us to see the beauty in imperfection. There will be storms, setbacks, and loss. These are inevitable parts of the human experience. This is the nature of existence. Everything is in a constant state of flux, and nothing remains the same forever. The Stoic does not waste energy wishing for things to be different. Instead, they focus on what they can control. He lives in the present moment, accepting reality as it is. This presence brings a sense of peace and clarity. This doesn't mean becoming passive or resigning yourself to fate. It means taking purposeful action within the bounds of reality. It means acknowledging what is within your control and what is not. This discernment is key to living a balanced life. Seneca taught us that peace comes from accepting what is, not wishing for what isn't. Embrace the present moment fully. Accept the good with the bad, the highs with the lows. Life is a series of contrasts that shape our journey. Understand that life is a tapestry woven with both joy and sorrow. Each thread contributes to the richness of our experience. Accept reality as it is, and in that acceptance find peace. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. We've covered a lot of ground today, explored the depths of Stoic philosophy and unearthed practical tools for mastering your emotions effectively. But remember, this is not a passive pursuit at all. Stoicism is a practice, a lifelong journey of self-improvement. Mastering your emotions is the key to mastering life itself. When you control your emotions, you control your responses. Subscribe to AREV and become the master of your mind. Join me on this transformative journey. Until next time, stay stoic and resilient.